Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the economic calendar for today. Overnight data from the New Zealand showed the CPI is worse than expected level of 0.5% with the actual reading of 0.4%, which is worse than previous reading of 0.6%. The GDP CPI beats the expectations of 1.9% and stays at the same level of 2%. PPI input is down minus 0.8%, completely disappoints the market participants. At 11 o'clock, we will find out what is the CPI for the Eurozone, and this is the key event for the London session. At 2:30, we got building permits from the US together with the housing starts. Then we got the release of the Forex and Securities purchases from the Canada at 2:30, and 15 minutes past 3 we got the industrial production data from the US, and then we got the Fed Weller speech, and at 4:30 we got crude oil inventories together with the Cushing crude oil inventories. At 7 o'clock there's a scheduled release of the 20-year bond auction, and at 8 o'clock we got the beige book release from the US. So pretty busy day. CPI data will be in the focus of the most of the traders these days, both data from the UK and the Eurozone. So let's find out what is going on the charts, and we are going to start with the euro dollar. 30-minute charts of the euro dollar is still consolidating roughly around the last technical resistance 1.0917, even despite the fact that we've made another swing high at 1.0923. So the situation on the 4-hour chart looks like a slight pullback towards the level of 1.0872, and then a continuation of the uptrend back towards the technical resistance. And now the momentum went down to the level of 52, which is very good during this pullback, right? Its pullback was made in 3 waves. Let me just zoom in to show you. Pullback was made in 3 waves, A, B, C to the downside. The correction on the pullback on the RSI was done as well towards the level of 50. Let me just mark the level of 50 so everyone stays on the same page. Let's say the 50 is around here. Okay, so we move towards the level of 50, and the momentum is still positive because it's back above the level of 60 after this movement to the upside emerged, right? So now target last swing high 1.0923, and then of course there is another target for the bulls, because if we break above this swing high, you can see that there is more for the euro dollar. Nevertheless, we need to zoom out towards the March 2024, and we can see that the next target might be 1.0942, 1.0962, 1.0982, so 20 pips increases, and 1.0982 is the high from the March 8 2024. So that's a very close for the Bitcoin for the euro dollar to be towards the level of 1.1. okay, so that's the situation on the euro dollar. It's still a bullish outlook. And the British pound keeps going up. Yesterday's high is being tested right now, 1.2990, and if we break above 1.2990, let me just switch to the daily, that might be better idea. So you can see that we are on the highest level since, let's say, last swing high was in March 2024. okay, and this is the December 2023. This is 27 December, 28, 29. This is the beginning of the year. So actually, British pound is on the highest level this year, and it's still bullish, and that's the recent movement to the upside looks very bullish. So what is the next target for bulls? The next target is the high from the 2023, located at 1.3141. That's the next target. Let's place it on the chart. This is the target for the bulls, and that's the high from the 2023. I think yes, if we break above this level, the pound will be the highest in 2 years. All right, so that's a very, very interesting situation on the GDP. The cable is going up like no tomorrow. Only technical supports can be visible here, and even there is a small local one made just yesterday, roughly around 1.2948. The key short-term technical support is 1.2859, and as long as we trade above this level, the outlook remains bullish for cable. Let's find out what the US dollar to the Canadian dollar is doing, because we got the Canadian dollar scheduled for release today. Well, we made a swing low at 1.3588 and then bounced strongly towards 1.3706. right? So let me just find out how much is this retracement here. How much is this retracement to the upside of the last swing down. So this is the situation here, and it looks like we retraced 68%, more than 68% of the last swing down. So right now all of this Fibonacci is not much relevant to us because we passed 61% Fibonacci retracement. Nevertheless, if we zoom in, we can clearly see that there is a bearish engulfing here. This pattern is very, very clear, and the breakout might be continued only if we won't fall below this level here. This is the technical support, 1.3653, and there is one more technical support, 1.3653. So those two levels here constitute a demand zone for the US dollar to the Canadian dollar, as long as we trade above 50 and 100 periods moving average on a 4-hour chart, and above this technical zone, the outlook remains bullish. And of course, in that situation, the next target is the swing high located at 1.3754. So that's the outlook for the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. Last but not least, let's talk Bitcoin. The 4-hour chart of the Bitcoin is showing us continuous improvement of the movement to the upside, and it looks like the wave 3 hasn't been completed just yet. We are still doing the wave 3 to the upside, and wave 5 is ahead of us. Wave 4 is still ahead of us. The recent levels like 63,296 will now act as the technical support. Okay, so we're changing these levels, and the outlook remains bullish as usual, despite the fact that the momentum is still extremely overbought, right? So we trade on the extremely overbought levels. Sometimes we got some pullback towards the level of 60, like during this pullback here, but then it's quickly being fixed, and the bulls are still back in charge. We got bearish divergence forming between this last local highs and the highs on the momentum. So that's why my idea is that there will be some sort of the movement to the downside soon in the form of the wave 4. So please be prepared for this. And of course, then we are still missing the wave 5 to the upside, and it will be done as soon as the wave 4 correction is completed. Wave 4 correction might be triangle, might be simple correction, might be complex correction. We don't know that yet, but what we know is that it can be any kind of correction. But when it's done, when it's completed, the next target is at least 67,262 or even 68,000. If we zoom out, you can see that the clear breakout above the black trend line, and then of course when we are back above the level of 70,000, the next target will be of course somewhere here, roughly around 72,000 dollars. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.